All right, let's see if we could do this within a reasonable period of time. Adam Aron would never see this, but I'm going to kind of act like he is hearing it. We know he won't. This earnings call, I heard about enough of it that I needed to, and then I've been going by this morning and reading different articles about the AMC earnings call. I mean, he missed the mark, right? I mean, not even close. Wasn't that it? Losses widen. Okay, that happens. But that's not even the troubling part of it. I mean, we already know that the business is struggling, that the guy in charge isn't making any of the decisions that ought to be made. I mean, listen, Adam Aron may be following the rules and staying within the lines of the law because he's not that stupid. But man, oh man, this guy doesn't give a fuck about you people. He does not care about the shareholders. And I'm interested to see what the first few lawsuits are going to be. Do yourselves a favor and look up, and I'm not talking about organized crime like we see on television with the mafioso stuff and all that garbage. Look at racketeering. Look at racketeering. Look at when there's a conspiracy to defraud people, mislead people, take their money. Organized crime is more than just what we, think in mainstream and what television tells us and the movies tell us. There's no doubt that there's an element of organized crime to this whole thing. And, if you grew up around organized crime or you have any idea or insight into it, it stinks. This stinks like some kind of organized effort to defraud people. And basically that's what it was. Oliver's papa, his dad, when Oliver's papa went to him and said, "Hey, Dad, I got a job at the Chicago Board of Trade." My dad was not impressed. He was not impressed. He was like, "Okay, great. You've managed to avoid one life of crime to take on another one." He didn't see any of those people as very honest. He saw it as easy money. He wasn't a gambler by any stretch of the imagination. I mean, he made by one ticket, on a Saturday. But he wasn't a gambler. He stayed away from it. My father's vice was eating. He loved to eat, and he liked women. He was, but he wasn't a hole chaser. He wasn't a slob or a pig. He was a gentleman, but he loved the girls and he loved food. I don't think he ever touched a drug in his life. He drank, a little bit here and there when he was a younger guy, but I never saw him drink alcohol. So he was a straight guy, and he just thought that it was just another form of crime, that the markets were not for men like him, and that, this isn't to say he didn't invest. He had a 401k, which got wiped out in 2008, by the way. 40% of it lost. He was just one of those. He was just a straight guy. I'd say square. In a way, and I say square. I don't mean it like the dopers in the 70s meant it. When I say square, I mean his lines were straight edge guy. Anyway, Adam Aron. Let me ask you guys this: did he have his fucking Winston Churchill moment like he always has? Adam Aron is like a fucking wino or a lush. He's some kind of he's like a drunk uncle in a way. Can you imagine the secretary at AMC? Can you imagine this woman? Mr. Aron, so-and-so's on line 2. Mr. Aron, are you there? Then 5 minutes later, she calls the vice president or whoever the fuck is over there. Excuse me, sir, Mr. Aron is gone. We can't find Mr. Aron. Meanwhile, he's down at Mardi Gras, fucking throwing beads or passed out on fucking Bourbon Street. Seriously, this guy has got no... Oh my goodness. What a mess. What a mess. Sorry, that's my phone. And that's Oliver's mama. Oliver's mama. I don't know if she watches all these. She may. I know she watches some of them. If it's a guy, you can imagine. Remember the senator in Godfather 2 that they set up? They murdered that poor girl, drugged him, murdered the girl. So when he woke up, he thought that he had done. I can see Adam Aron in like a situation like that. Oh, I don't know what to do. I would have never done that. We did this lots of times, and I never hurt her. I can see that. I can see this weasel doing that, or falling victim to something like that. You, Adam, you are either the dumbest CEO on the planet, or you're just rotten, man. You're just rotten. You don't give a shit about the investors. You don't. And if there's any justice in the world, you will be sued. I'm not expecting criminal charges because you guys are staying within the lines. But I guess 42 million, I would take a reputation smear. You can call me whatever you want. If I made 42 million, is that what you made on the run-up? When you, Trey, and your board sold all your shares? You got Oliver's papa really, really worked up at him. So we had no Winston Churchill moment. Did we have? Did we make reference to the coronavirus again, and fail to mention that you'd fucked the business up long before the virus even hit? Did you do that? Of course you didn't. Of course you fucking didn't. Now how about this? When you're shaking hands at these greeting meets, and you meet somebody who's clearly on chemo, and they've put every fucking cent into your stupid failing business, do you feel any remorse? Do you really believe that you're making the best decisions for that investor that's standing in front of you, holding onto a pipe dream? You're a fucking timeshare salesman. You really are. It's too much. It's too much. I will say this, in defense of the common sense investor, this morning he was like halfway. He had one foot in the door the door is the fuck you Adam Aron door. And he had one foot in it. He didn't drag that other foot in, but he was close. Your popcorn thing, that's bullshit. We know that's bullshit, right? Oh, hey everybody, I'm a man of my word. Here's some popcorn because we're gonna. You already know that's gonna fail. It's a fucking write-off, right? Go to Allied Market Research and look at. Hey scavenger, this is for you, Mr. Bullish on popcorn. Go to Allied Market Research. You can't get the full report. That's like $3,000, which I don't fucking understand. And research popcorn, the popcorn market, the United States popcorn market, where certain types of popcorn are grown, the logistics behind shipping. I mean, they have every detail about popcorn. You could read that thing, and you could probably know. I mean, you could probably sit down with anybody and say, okay, well, what do you want to know? So when you were talking about how bullish the fucking popcorn thing is, have you even read anything about the business? It's expected to grow 11% in the next 10 years. But 11% of what? And 11%, how much of that goes to the heavy hitters, Redenbacher, Jiffy, the main ones? Is there not one fucking honest person left in this stock play? Is everybody either stupid, paid off, or just insane? Seriously, I don't think that any videos should be made anymore about trying to educate you fucking people, because if you're still hanging around, then you deserve to be robbed. And Adam Aron, listen, your fucking ape thing, you robbed retail. So you weren't happy just making your 42 fucking million in the beginning, right? You weren't happy with that. You had to come back again. What kind of could you imagine being the CEO of a company? Oh, we're still broke. We need more money. We need more money because the effects of the pandemic. Oh, I can fucking see it. Where's your dignity? You need more money. You're like a junkie or a drunk. What would you do with the 100 I gave you yesterday? I mean, what is that? I know I'm going to think about more shit, so this might just be, I just might as well title this fucking thing Part 1. What a clown. What a clown you are. I'll tell you what. If I'm wrong, and this was all part of some 4D chess of yours, which is fucking laughable, man. I'll play chess with you any day, and I'm not very good at chess. If this is all part of some elaborate scheme, that this has all been the pounce or this or that, which I think is garbage, and those might be the words that get you into trouble in the end. To choke on this, eat crow, pounce. You're a lightweight, man. I know guys that are running like sandwich stands and fucking taco carts in Chicago that are better businessmen than you. Seriously. So fucking seriously. Javier, the guy that makes the Mexican corn up on 22nd in Chicago, that guy has better fucking business sense than you do. I'm better off going up to him and say, hey man, listen, I'm going to put $100 in your company. What will I get back next year? I'd be better off. Anybody know Javier? I'm sure, well, millions of people have fucking seen him. Tell Javier to get a hold of Oliver's Papa. He knows who Oliver's Papa is by look, so show him my picture. Okay, Adam, listen. I got to go. I got responsibilities. You know, I'm beholden to my shareholders. My shareholders, you know, being my son. And, you know, we have things to do around the place. He's in school. I got laundry. I got things to do. Okay? So I can't sit here and talk to you and point out the fucking plethora of shit that you've done and that's still coming. I guess 42 million buys a reputation, though. I mean, you know, who cares? You made 42 million. How come you didn't have any millions after all these years being a CEO? What was this like the cash out? Was this like, oh my God, I finally did it? Because you were like a subpar CEO for most of your career? Is that what happened? It's like a criminal, a career criminal that doesn't have any money. I'm going to have to tell you about and we'll do this in my next one. I knew one of the most prolific safecrackers in Chicago organized crime history. If you've ever seen the movie Thief, you like the movie. You like the movies, remember? You ever see the movie Thief? Loosely based on this guy. And he, you know, he was old by the time I met him and whatnot, but this guy had a lot of wisdom. He had a lot of fucking wisdom. And I was smart enough to listen to him on a lot of it. And one of the things that he talked about was stealing from people who had less than you. And how that was just a disgusting thing to do. And that there was, you know, you went into a business, you took something, it was insured, okay, that's a clean score to these people. I'm not saying I agree with that morality or that mindset, but even the worst of the fucking worst didn't steal from people that didn't have as much as they didn't do that. And every Friday when you're doing your little meet and greet tours, which, by the way, did I say I wanted to fucking pay for that when I bought shares? I don't want to pay for you to gallivant around the country and meet people and in your little Nicole Kidman fetish. You don't think I see through that? That's why you got her on board. You got some Nicole Kidman fetish, you fucking weirdo. Listen, this is the deal. You don't even have the fucking morality of a criminal, of a thief. You know, like a thief, a guy that fucking cracks safes for a living. You know, I mean, this guy had more decency. Like if listen, Oliver's Papa has to go. I'm not done with this at all. Who was I going to tell to fuck off also? I told Scavenger, fuck you. Who else? Oh man, but there's going to be more. It's early. I mean, what time is it? Shit, it's 9 o'clock in the morning. The list will get longer pretty much by the hour. 2 boats and a helicopter, people. Get out of that play. Get out of it. Get out of it. Seek legal counsel even. I mean, at this point, I mean, I'm tempted to just say, listen, Marantz, call off the fuck. Just tell those people, the boat captains and the pilot, just tell them to go home. Leave these people. Sharks need to eat too. Adam, $42 million, huh? I thought that, well, I mean, they don't really make men like that anymore, but I thought you were kind of like my dad, you know, because I needed a silverback figure in my life. You couldn't have bought my dad for $42 million. You couldn't have bought him. He'd say, fuck you. Anyway, enjoy your money, and we'll talk again later. Oliver's Papa. Have a great day, everybody.